خلقه ليذكره وكلفه ليشكره، أناط سعادته وكماله بطاعته، وربط شقاءه وخسرانه بمعصيته. القائل: أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون. وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على أفضل وأشرف وخير وأزكى خلق الله، خير من جاء لهداية البشر، وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين، وعلى أزواجه أمهات المؤمنين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. My teachers, my fathers, my mothers and brothers and sisters in Deen, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We thank Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, the Exalted, who opportuned us to all meet here today, and we equally ask Him Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to forgive our brother and grant him Jannah, that is the founder of this center, as earlier mentioned by some of the previous speakers. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will make this effort sadaqatan jariyah for him, and for those who also, are making their own contribution one way or the other. Inshallah, without wasting much of our time, I will go straight to the topic of our discussion. As we all might have known, our topic of discussion is Muslim unity as a key to unlock the challenges of banditry, insurgency, terrorism, and other social vices. So why do we care? Don't come. Yeah. I sometimes prefer, standing when there is lecture sometime. Why do we deem it fit to talk about, these challenges with the banditry, whether it is insurgency or terrorism? Why do we care? Why is it important? But before, looking at why do we care, or why is it important to discuss the topic or look into the topic, there is something I may likely also draw our attention to. Like even trying to understand the topic. To some of us, maybe like myself, that our own Oyibo is a bit low. Sometimes we will find some topic a bit technical for us to understand. And understanding what you want to discuss have connection with your level of assimilation. Because we want to look at issues relating to some social vices, in which part of them we have the banditry. Sometimes we will be hearing banditry. So what is banditry? Because sometimes we may need to be able to distinguish between banditry, insurgency, and terrorism. Because when we talk about banditry, in my own little way, I can say that it relates to either robbing people or disposing people of their, belongings It's the robbing them. At isolated areas, or in an environment where you have somehow a kind of, where you have a kind of lawlessness sometimes, where there is no proper security or proper law in place. You see that there are some parts of the country now where you hear so much about what banditry going on. And you talk about insurgency, is about what? Relating to uprising or rebellion against constituted authority. And when you talk about terrorism, it relates to unlawful use of violence and intimidation towards achieving some political, gain. Yes, today in our environment or in our country or in the world today, these are some of the challenges the world are facing. The world is facing. Insurgency here and there, banditry taking place here and there, and also terrorism taking place at different levels. And now coming back to why do we care to discuss it? Why is it a concern to us? What are those things causing us? So if there is banditry anywhere, or if there is terrorism anywhere, or if there is, insurgency anywhere, so what is our problem with that? Do you have any problem with that? Virtually everyone, absolutely everyone has a problem with that, because everyone is working towards something, and there is something, and that thing that we are all working towards in our own various ways, those things are serving as what? Obstacles to them. And what all of us are working towards is what? Good life. Yes, everybody is working towards what? Good life. Whether as a Muslim you want to have a good life, whether as a Christian you want to have a good life, as an idol worshipper you want to have what? A good life. And you can never have a good life where those things become what? Extremely rampant. And as a person, anything that will deprive you your happiness, your joy, your tranquility, then it is a big problem to you. And that makes it necessary for you to work towards what? Eliminating that thing, removing that thing. Everybody wants to enjoy life. And we feel those things are not allowing us to what? Enjoy life. But they didn't allow you, they didn't give us chance to what? To achieve that. So sometimes you want to travel somewhere to go for something, you are afraid of traveling because you think some bandits will be what? On the road. Or armed robbers will be on the road. Right from inception, at every point in time, no community, no ummah, no individual wants anything that will what? Disturb his life. And those things are part of things that what? Disturb our lives. And for that, it becomes necessary for us to what? To discuss it. It becomes necessary for us to what? See how we can overcome those challenges, those obstacles. And but there's something I want us to understand. We want to look at this issue from what? The spectrum of Islam. Or as a community, we want to look at these challenges and how we can unlock, the key to what? To these challenges. Ultimately, from what? The guidance of Allah Ta'ala. As we said, everybody wants good life. And we're now having things that are becoming obstacles to those things. To that good life. Because even Allah Ta'ala, He wants for us good life. Allah Ta'ala in a verse of the Quran said that من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون. That is, in this noble verse of the Quran, Allah the Exalted is saying that من عمل صالحا, whoever do righteous deed من ذكر, whether male or أنثى or female, وهو مؤمن, and he is a believer, فلنحيينه حياة طيبة, we are going to make him live in this world a good life. وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ, we will compensate them, we will reward them. Where? In the hereafter. بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ, with something better than what they do. Yes, so everybody wants good life, and Allah also wants good life for you. Allah wants you to enjoy. Allah says, يَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُلُوا مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ مَا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ, eat out of the good things God provided you. Or somebody say, قُلْ مَنْ حَرَّمَ زِينَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي أَخْرَجَ لِعِبَادِهِ وَالطَّيِّبَاتِ مِنَ الرِّزْقِ قُلْ هِيَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا خَالِصَةً يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. So like in this noble verse, he says what? Don't tell them, مَنْ حَرَّمَ زِينَةَ اللَّهِ, who is that who prohibits the adornment of Allah, وَالطَّيِّبَاتِ مِنَ الرِّزْقِ, and also good things of what? Of provision that He has given us. Then Allah said, قُلْ, tell them, هِيَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, those good things you have in this world, Allah said to us, tell them, هِيَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, it is meant for the believers in this world. For others share with them, no problem. But He said, on the day of resurrection, He said what? خَالِصَةً, it is exclusively meant for them يوم القيامة, on the day of resurrection. So everyone wants good life. Allah also ultimately wants for us good life. Then, and as a community, or as Muslims, Allah made us to understand that all vices, that is all bad behavior, because when we say vices, we are referring to what? Bad behavior. All vices deprive us of good life. And that's why Allah Ta'ala said to us in a verse of the Quran, in Surah Taha, that وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Allah Ta'ala said, مَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي, whoever goes contrary to my own injunction, that is, when you refuse to obey Allah's rules and regulations, when you refuse to abide by His own teachings, by His own design, He said, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Whoever goes contrary to my injunctions, that is, whoever refuses to take the good moralities He have laid down for us and replace that with what? The vices, He said, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. He is going to live an unbearable life. And it doesn't end there. He said, وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. We will resurrect him, or rise him on the day of judgment from his grave as what? Blind, to the end of the verse. So vices deprive all of us good life. I want us to understand something. All those things we are mentioning, the people involved are not happy. They are not comfortable. They are not enjoying life. You that they are doing it to you, you are also not enjoying life. I want us to get this. Don't make mistake thinking that the bandit is happy or he's enjoying. No. Take for example, one of the mistakes some of us make is this. We used to think that when somebody has money, he is what? He is successful. He is enjoying. Or when one have, virtually nothing actually determines anything. Like now, when you have money, you can be happy. When you are poor, you can be happy. When you don't have children, you can be happy. When you have children, you can be happy. When you have, mention anything. When you have power, you can be happy. When you don't have power, you can be happy. It's just like now. Some people are happier as they are here than if you ask them to go and sit in a party where they are dancing, drinking alcohol. Everybody have what? Because your happiness or your sadness is determined by your perception of things, not those things themselves. Somebody can slap you and you will be happy. I know it sounds strange. It sounds strange, right? Somebody can slap you and after a while you will go and dash him something for slapping you. Like now, somebody can give his something out for him to what? For him to live. Another person is paying somebody to take his life. Do you know that? Do you know that? Let me come to mothers who will understand. One woman is rejoicing because she gave birth to a child. And another woman is sad because she gave birth to a child. One woman is searching for a baby. She even ready to pay millions to get the baby. People buy babies. For those of us who don't understand. Somebody is there, ready to pay some millions, even if it is a stolen baby, for her to collect. And someone is also there, dropping her own biological child in the pit. Not even in the dustbin. That one, have mercy. Inside pit, in the latrine. And she walks away, and she feels she have what? Achieved her goal. That is one thing about this life. One thing about this life, what makes you happy makes someone else sad. What makes somebody sad makes someone else what? Happy. Because it comes from your perception of things, how you interpret things. Take for example, a very good Muslim, very conscious Muslim, when you cheat him, he feels he is smart and you are a fool. A very conscious Muslim, when you cheat him, he feels he is smart and you are what? A fool. Because he feels you have taken his money and on the day of judgment you will give him what will take him to Jannah. You can't cheat anybody. If you cheat someone, if Allah did not avenge for him in this world, he will avenge for him in the hereafter. And how Allah will avenge for him in the hereafter is that it is part of your good deed that will be taken from you and given to what? To him. And when the good deed is given to him, where will he go? What will he have? He will have an upgrade if he is somebody going to Jannah. Maybe if his Jannah is maybe 60%, by adding 5% from your own to him, his level becomes what now? 65%. So to him, you don't cheat him. But why if he cheats you, he looks at himself as a fool, because it's like he has given his own deed for you. It's an exchange. But to somebody who is not God conscious, when he cheats you, he thinks he is smart and you are what? A fool. Like now, when someone do you 419, you will think what? And you see, he committed a sin, he committed a crime. Instead of him to think that yes, he has offended Allah and ask Allah for forgiveness, he's proud of his crime. So, disobeying Allah brings nothing more than what? Suffering. So, أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا. So when we look at those vices, those evils that Allah is prohibiting us from, they are things that will damage us. And Allah wants good life for us. He does not want difficulty for us. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. Allah wants ease for you. He never wants difficulty for you. So like I said, even some committing crime, yes, because somebody steal money, go to the bar and begin to drink beer. You think he's enjoying. Sometimes some are consuming those drugs for their mind to what? Go off some things they do. They will get to a stage whereby those things continue to haunt them. They continue to trouble them. As we can see in one of the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was one righteous servant, so we'll call him a righteous servant of Allah now. You see, before he became a righteous person, he killed 99 people. You see, when he's killing 1, 2, he's not stopping. Maybe he was proud of what he was doing. You see, he got to a stage whereby he became what? Disturbed by his action. He's now looking for a way to pull out of his behavior. He came to meet someone who was a righteous man, but not very well religiously enlightened. He asked him that this is his life, and he wants to abandon that life. Will Allah forgive him? He said, how do you expect Allah to forgive someone who have killed 99 people? You see, he's troubled. You see, because of the anger that he cannot gain Allah's favor, Allah's forgiveness. What happened? He added the person. But him doing that now is not because he is happy doing. It's because of frustration. He's frustrated. Because those he has killed, he cannot wake them up. Because waking them up is not in his own power. He have done what Allah have given him the means to do. But reverting that is completely out of his control. So now how can Allah forgive him? You see, he's troubled. After killing 100, he still continue looking for somebody who can still give him guidance. Until he met someone who told him Allah Ta'ala can still forgive him. He gave him advice as to what to do, till what? He died, along the way, trying to fulfill that. Then still, inshallah, Allah out of his mercy, he forgave him and granted him what? Jannah. That's the mercy of Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala said in the Hadith al-Qudusi that لو أتيتني بقراب الأرض خطايا ثم لقيتني لا تشرك بي شيئا لأتيتك بقرابها مغفرة. If you will come to me with earth full of sin, then you come to me not associating partner unto me, لأتيتك بقرابها مغفرة. I will come to you with equivalent quantity of what? Forgiveness. So vices, crime, evil, it doesn't help anybody. It suffers everybody, including the person doing it. If you see most of them, they cannot sleep in the town the way we can sleep. They are always in the bush. You see, when they are looking for Boko Haram, are they looking for them inside town mostly, or they look for them where? Inside bush. inside forests. It's when they say they are looking for bandits. They know their family houses, but nobody goes to their family houses to look for them because they know they are not at home. They are in the bush, sleeping with snakes and, animals and other things. Yes, they are collecting those properties, but they are not enjoying those properties. And now, moving to another aspect. If we all agree that vices or crime or evil, whether banditry, whether insurgency, whether terrorism, suffers all of us, deprive all of us of good life, then how can we remove those vices? I used to say to brothers and sisters, whenever one is opportune, I used to tell us that a Muslim can never be confused. When a Muslim finds himself in any state and he tells you he's confused or he doesn't know what to do, it's either because he knows what Allah said he should do and he does not want to do what Allah asked him to do. So definitely he will be confused because nobody can give you better solution than Allah. So definitely you will be confused. It's just like you come in having a medical case and you come to a team of medical doctors, experts, and they now give you advice as to what to do. And you don't want to do that. So what will happen? What will happen? You will be confused. Because so long as you are not ready to use the advice of the experts, and you don't have the knowledge yourself, then definitely you will be confused because you know you need to do something, and you don't know what to do, and you are not ready to use what those who know tell you to do. Because deep inside, you know they are telling you what you're supposed to do. Unless allow something to happen and they say they need to amputate your hand. You know, naturally you will not want to amputate your hand. Right? And now these experts are now telling you that there's no any other option except what? That. So you see, you don't want to amputate the hand, and the disease that made them to say they want to amputate the hand, you don't have cure, then confusion will come. And you don't want to lose your life. You know, you as a Muslim, there's something with time you get to understand. What makes you a Muslim is submission to Allah. And do you know what submission to Allah means? It means what? You believe He made you, and you believe He knows you better than yourself, and you believe that the manual He attached with you, there is no any other manual that can be better than that. Because you know common sense, not even Islamic sense, common sense accepts that the maker of anything have right and have better understanding of how that thing should operate. I don't know whether people are getting my point. That is, all of us, I think, and I stand to be corrected, all of us believe that somebody who made something have better understanding of that thing and have right to write the manual for how that thing should operate, not another person who is sitting aside. Let me give us an example. Yes, if you have your phone, you have Techno. So will you pick a Techno phone and you will see a Samsung manual inside? Huh? Why? Because this phone is made by Techno, not by Samsung. So you expect its Techno manual inside. If you see a Samsung manual inside, that means you are the what? Maybe there is a mix-up somewhere. Maybe the seller from the shop you went to buy, maybe in an attempt to show somebody this phone, that phone, he took manual of this one, put inside this phone, inside this box, and take manual of the other one. But the company will not do that, because they don't have manuals of other companies in their own place. If you pick your Toyota car, the manual you will see inside is by which company? Toyota. If you pick your Honda car, the manual you will see inside the car is by Honda company. If you pick, a Suzuki car, the manual you will see inside is what? Suzuki company. If you pick a Peugeot car, it's by the maker of Peugeot. Pick any vehicle, pick any item. If you buy your TV, if your TV is Panasonic, then the manual will be from where? Panasonic. If it is national, it will be what? National. So if your phone is Infinix, the manual inside will be from where? Infinix. If it is Tecno, it will be Tecno. If it is Samsung, it will be Samsung. If it is what? iPhone, will be Apple or banana. Do you have banana? It's only Apple we have here. I mean, so if it is Apple, what do you see inside? It's Apple. And if you have banana, if it is banana, it's banana, you will see inside. Because they made those things. But my question to me and you now, who made you? Who made us? Did I make myself? So why will I write manual for myself? The car didn't make itself. So it's not that car that wrote the manual. And the reason why you cannot write your manual by yourself is this. The person who made you have his own reason for making you, not your reason. I want you to get this. Anyone doing something, he is doing something for a particular purpose. He has his own reason for making you. So the person who made the car have reason for making the car. That's why the car he made for load, he will design it for load, and he will design it capturing the kind of place they will go to carry the load. So you are made by someone. Like now he made you a man. So he puts things in you that suits your nature. And he made the woman, and he puts things in her that conforms with her nature. Even if she wants to be a man, her nature will not make her a man. And if she wants to be, if he wants to be a woman, his nature cannot make him a woman. And if he attempts and make changes, yes, he's likely going to have some complications one day along the line, because there is something he's still don't understand. No scientist, no human being have 100% of understanding of himself, talk less of another person. That's why Allah, who made us, told us in a verse of the Quran that وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانِ, we created man, وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُ, we know what his mind whispers to him. وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ, we are closer to him مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ, than what? His jugular vein. Yes, Allah made you. He picks you the day he wants to pick you, not the way you want him to pick you. He chose the color for you, not the color you want for yourself. He designed you the way he likes. ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك. So to get yourself out of some of the challenges you get into, then he have given you what? Guidance. And that means you come back to what? Yes, we've had our brothers and sisters who have read, the Quran for us. The essence of the Quran is for us to be what? Part and parcel of our lives. I want us to get something. The level of security in the time of our parents is better than the level of security in our own time. Do we agree? Do we agree? Huh? That is the level of security, the level of safety in our parents' time is higher than the level of safety in our own time. And I want to also let us understand that the level of piety, the level of righteousness, the level of compliance with the Quran in the past is more than the level of compliance with the Quran now. Yes, we may have many people reciting Quran. Recitation is one thing. Application is another thing. And what is most important about Quran? The application. The recitation is important, but the application is the one that will save you, not just the recitation. If you recite, you don't apply, that recitation becomes evidence against you. That's why the Muslim said in the hadith that Al-Quran hujjatul laka aw alayk. He said the Quran is an evidence for you or evidence against you. Most of us, Quran is evidence against us. Even scholars, except those saved by Allah. Because today, most of us, almost everybody except few, the things we do, the reason why we do them is to use them and achieve world, not hereafter. The Alpha want to be the Alpha, so that yes, when he is coming, a lot of people will be behind him. Yes, he wants this, he wants that. Abi, there are people are falling down. As if they have seen what? Allah, God. Oh, he wants a very comfortable life. Oh, he comes to talk to people. He is not telling them the truth. He is telling them what will make them happy, so that they can also make him what? Happy. You know, they say he who pays the piper dictates the tune. Sadaqa Rasulullah. He said, لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ السُّنَنَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. He said, you are going to follow the footsteps of those before you, step by step, such that if they enter into the hole of alligator or, crocodile, you will follow them. Then the Sahaba say, oh, who are those? Or is it the Yahud and the Nasara? He said, if not them, then who? I was listening to a Catholic, like a bishop, in a presentation somewhere, then he was asked a question. In some of his analysis, he was saying that yes, apart from oil in Nigeria, that he think one of the most lucrative, business is what? Well, people know. Because he said he doesn't think, he does not know any oil, mogul, that is oil, big business, or big oil businessman who has 3 private what? Jets. But he said he knows, some pastors who have what? Up to 3 private jets. So sometimes some of us want to have that mentality. And Sadaqallah, he said in a verse of the Quran, which we recite almost every time, say, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. You give preference to the life of this world. الْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. Hereafter is best and what? Everlasting. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that as a Muslim you can enjoy your life. Islam wants you to enjoy life. But you, as who your goal is here and over there, you will live a good life. You will do what you're supposed to do. But anyone that his own goal is just the world, he doesn't care, then he will destroy so many things. And that's also what is leading to the banditry. Because the person kidnapping people, stealing people, collecting money from people, he is not remembering that a day is coming that Allah is going to ask him to account for everything. He's not even supposed to stop because of the government. I used to say to brothers and sisters, as a Muslim, don't stop banditry because of government. Don't stop kidnapping because of government. Don't stop robbery because of government. Don't stop crime because of government. Stop crime because of your Creator. Is the government above Allah? Are you supposed to fear government more than Allah? So when will Allah tell you not to do something and you are still doing it? So I used to tell people, yes, if anyone whom Allah told to not to do something and is doing, so even if he's breaking government rule, is a normal thing. Because he is already breaking the law of somebody superior to government. It's just like if you have a family. Younger ones are supposed to respect their elder ones. But when you have elder ones who are abusing their fathers, then that means, younger ones who are abusing their fathers. So you, the elder ones, you should know that they can abuse you because your father is above you. If you have a younger brother who is abusing your father, that is your own father and his own father, then you must know that you, his elder brother, you are a small thing. Because you are not his father, and you are not up to his father. So you don't expect him to respect you more than his father. So anything he can give his father, he can give you. It's just like, as a lady, if you marry a man, or let's say you want to marry a man, and you come to visit him, and you see him abusing you, his father, you must be stupid to think that the day your own father does something to him, he can abuse your father. So he has already sent a message to you from there. Because his own father to him as a person is above your own father to him. So if his own father is sitting down, your father is sitting down, his father is his biological father, your father is his father also, but father-in-law. So to a child, the biological father is superior to father-in-law. So if he is abusing the superior one, then this next one, the assistance is what? Is a small case. So, in essence, for us to remove these vices from us, we need all to go back to Allah Ta'ala, begin to live our lives in accordance to the deen of Allah. And I want us to remember something. The mistake many of us are making is this. When you talk about worshiping Allah, even yesterday I repeated in the gathering, and I will keep repeating. Many of us will make this mistake. The mistake is this. You have forgotten that your life is of two parts. You have the physical part of you, and you have the spiritual part of you, that is your soul. Can you see your soul? Can you see it? That is your spiritual part. And I want you to understand today, the real you is that soul, not the physical body. You must be stupid to think that real you is this one you are seeing. If it is this one you are seeing, you are changing, and we still assume you are still the same person. Yesterday you were small, baby, you can't walk. We still call you Muhammad. Not the Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, normal one like me and you. You know, we call you Muhammad. When you are a baby, they were carrying you, breastfeeding you. Now you don't take breast again. We still call you Muhammad. You are working, we call you Muhammad. You will grow, we will call you Muhammad. You become old, we call you Muhammad. Right? Why? Because the soul inside you is not changing. It's still the same soul. But your physical body is changing. And I usually tell us that equate your physical body to this. I want you to get this. Use this as an analogy. This water, do you know what gave value to this bottle? This. Do you know what gave value to this one? Is the content, not the bottle. Why we went to buy this is because of the water, not because of the bottle. We did not buy the bottle, we bought the water. We needed the water, that's why the bottle have value. But if the water is not inside, to us who are thirsty, the bottle is valueless. And that is why when you go to the road, you see the bottle scattered on the road. So you see, what will happen? If it is me, maybe the moment as of now, I finish drinking the water, what will happen? I may leave the bottle on the table for you and I'll walk away. Because I don't need the bottle. It's just a container. The bottle is only housing the water. So your body is housing you, it's not you. So that is why The day Allah takes you out of that container, just exactly the way we will look for a place to dump this bottle, we are also going to look for a place to dump your body. We will not want your body on our bed. We will not want your body on our chair. The house you build, we will tell you that that house is not meant for you. It's meant for other people. Because what gave you right to that house is that soul. So the moment your soul is taken away, absolutely 100%, anything you are connected to in this world, you have been disconnected. But unfortunately, we are neglecting that soul and giving importance to the container. That is the state we find ourselves. That is misplacement of what? Priority. You take last thing to first and first thing to where? To last. That is the situation we find ourselves. And that's why when they say anything has to do with ibadah, you think you are doing something for somebody. And I want us to remember something. When they say ibadah is worshipping Allah, what it means is that it is a design, a lifestyle designed for you by Allah to enjoy your own life, not for Him to benefit. So I want you to understand what ibadah is. You know, when you are a servant of anything, that thing benefits from you more than you benefiting from that thing in most cases. Do we know that? If you are a servant to a human being, that human being benefits from you more than your own benefit from the human being. But if you are a servant of Allah, you benefit from Allah 100%. He doesn't benefit anything from you. You don't add any value to Him, and you can't take out any value from Him. And even His name proves that to you, because His name has never changed. What He was before we came into existence, that's what He continued to remain, because we are not adding anything to Him. We are not adding value to Him. But like I said, anyone around you add value to you or take something away from you. Do you know that? Anybody around you add value to you or take something or withdraw something from you. Anybody. Like I gave example yesterday. As a woman or as a man, before any person come into your life, if they ask you, are you married or single, what will you say? I'm single. When you now got hooked to somebody, if they ask you, you will say, I'm what? Engaged. Yes, if you tie the knot, when they ask you, you will say, I'm what? Married. If the person, if you get separated, maybe she will say, I'm a divorcee or I'm divorced. If the man dies, you will say, I'm a widow. So you see, your connection to that person is altering your status, because the person is adding something or taking away something from you. Your name won't remain the same. Your title won't remain the same. It's changing. So just in summary, like I said, if we want to save ourselves from these vices, most especially as Muslims, let us retire back to the Quran. The Quran has given us solution. Live your life according to the Quran, even if the government did not put police in place, this one in place, that one in place, everybody will have security. Because when you look at the Quran, like now as a Muslim, Allah prohibits you from taking life. So if you obey Allah, you won't take anybody's life. If the other Muslim also obey Allah, he won't take your own life. His life is safe in your hand, and your own is also what? Safe in his hand. Oh, like in marriage, if you have your husband, he will not cheat you. And if you have your wife, she will not cheat you. Because anyone knows that if I cheat you on the day of judgment, Allah will punish me for it. So you see, your wife is not now being obedient to you because of your fear, because of your law. She is being obedient to you as a husband because she knows somebody is watching her 24/7. If you are not there, that person is there. And he's documenting everything and nothing will be missing. And because of time constraint, then I will now tie it under what? We say unity what? of the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you know, sometimes when you want to solve a problem, it's easier when you come as a group than when you want to do it what? Individually. Like now, part of what makes some crimes very easy, because the community themselves are not united. If something is happening in your house, the other house will just be watching, because they will feel it does not what? Concern them. But when any community that it is united, you will discover that the rate of crime there will be reduced. In the past, that's why I say let us still rewind back. I used to tell with the younger ones, don't think, yes, technologically, I agree with you. We are more advanced than our parents now, technologically. But I want us to understand that morally, our parents are more advanced than us. So if we want to change some things, we need to go back to some of the attitude of our past parents. There is unity among the Muslims. Unity in our various communities. Today I build my house. I don't care who my neighbor is. I don't have business with him. If you like build your wall, nobody is seeing you, that one will not secure you. It makes you, you know, where everyone is on his own, you are more vulnerable than where everyone is what? Connected. I used to challenge some younger children these days. I asked them something. Ask yourself, where you live on your streets, can you say you know up to 50% of the children on your street? But in our own time, me, I can say that. In our own little time, not too far, in our own little time, we on the streets, the children, we know ourselves. That is, you know from the first house to the last house. And you can enter from the first house to the last house. When you are entering any house as a child, the person will not ask you, whom are you looking for? Because there is connection. But today we are disconnected. And everybody is shouting. So we need to be united. We need to come as a group to protect ourselves. If somebody coming to attack you knows that if you raise an alarm, the next house will intervene, he will become very cautious. He will become very cautious. I take for example, like robberies, the way they are happening sometimes in banks and so on. Is it happening like that in that place, like inside market, normal market? Huh? Because they easily know when they fall into the market. Before you know, when they say holy, what will happen? I mean, everybody will rush. So, but in isolated places, you discover that yes, you are on your own, so they easily attack you. And sometimes some people, when they want to kidnap you, they will follow you until maybe you are what? Alone. And they will tell you, don't shout. Have it? Because they don't want what? Attraction. Where people see crime and everybody moves in, people are safer there. There was a video crime scene that a lady was standing in a bit quiet environment. Yes, she was sending a text. Then while sending the text, then somebody came on a bicycle from this direction and picked the phone and is passing. Another person was coming with a car from far. So Allah made him to figure it out. So what he did was what? He drove his car and jammed the man. You see, by jamming the man, what happens? He threw the phone down also. You see, her phone is what? Protected, because somebody from far, what? Notice what is happening and what? Intervene. And from there, this one, they parked the car and started pursuing it. This one who see everybody, before you know, they caught the person. But like now, when something is happening in our own environment, in some places, everybody is quiet. When you finish, then you go and report at the police. You know, before police come, sometimes they will come, only ask some questions. If you are lucky, maybe crew will come, but sometimes it's just gone. So as believers, Allah commanded us with unity. That's why Allah said to us in a verse of the Quran, that is precisely in Surah Al Imran, verse 103. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها. You know, in this noble verse of the Quran, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying, وَاعْتَصِمُوا, you should all hold fast unto the rope of Allah and do not be divided. They say, remember the bounties of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala upon you, when you were enemies. Just the way we are now turning now. You see, like now, the northern Muslim man is an enemy to the southern Muslim man, enemy to the eastern Muslim man, because all of us are abandoning the deen and we are fighting for what? For the world. إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah said, Allah united your heart. فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. And you became what? Brothers, out of Allah's mercy. When people begin to go far from Allah, they begin to return back to some of their bad ways or barbaric ways. Like now, as a Muslim, whether a Hausa man, Yoruba man, Igbo man, whatever tribe you may be, you will love your brother. Why do you love him? For Allah's sake. And you can make sacrifice for him. You will protect him, but even if it has to be with the last drop of your blood. You as a Muslim man or as a Muslim woman, you will never allow anyone to harm someone who is not of your tribe. You will protect someone even from your own child. Take for example, if you have your child and another person's child and something happened between them, what you will be searching for is who is right, who is wrong, not who is my child, who is not what? My child. But today, is that how we think? No. And that is why, that unity, most especially we as Muslims, our unity is very key to solving our problem. If we want to solve our problem based on Allah's injunction, then we have to be united based on that. So I think this is what I will summarize my lecture with, that yes, we need to be united. And that unity should be based on what? On the guidance of Allah. There should be something you are agreeing upon. And why you need the Quran, why you need Allah's guidance to move on, because that will guide you towards taking the right decision. You bring your opinion, I bring my opinion. We now marry it with what Allah's injunction, the one that tallies with that, then we apply it. May Allah Ta'ala save us all from the banditry, from the insurgency or the terrorism we are facing all over the world. But we should always remember that a day is coming that we'll all be taken back to Allah Ta'ala. A day is coming that everything we do will be presented to us. And let us not make mistake to fall within the categories of those that Allah mentioned in a verse of the Quran, that when their book of record is given to them, they will say, Mali hadha kitab. What kind of book is this? La yughadiru saghiratan wa la kabiratan illa ahsaha. But rather it takes note, or takes note of what? Everything, without what? Overlooking anything. May Allah Ta'ala continue to unite us, and then may Allah Ta'ala save us, save our children from banditry, from insurgency, from terrorism, anything that will push us into those bad habits. May Allah Ta'ala save us. And anyone who is involved, may Allah Ta'ala guide them and lead them out of it. And those who will not live it, may Allah Ta'ala give us the wisdom, the strength to be able to, inshallah, overpower them. With this, inshallah, I say Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.